Welcome to Fierce Fit Feminine and Other F Words, a place where women come to learn how to improve their health, beauty, body language, and communication. I'm Christine Brunelli, and I'm your host, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to talk about the 7 habits of highly successful female entrepreneurs or women in business. And if you are a woman in business or a professional woman, I think you're going to love this. But if you're someone who's thinking of starting a business, you really want to stay tuned. Are you ready? Let's get started. I'm so excited that in the first week of October, I have a really cool event coming up, and I think you might be the perfect person to come. This is a live boot camp to help female entrepreneurs, women in business, and digital course creators go from camera shy to camera fly, or maybe just feeling unsure getting on camera with lighting and camera angles and how we present ourselves to going to star style, unstoppable. This boot camp is October 4th, 5th, and 6th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but don't worry if you're in a different time zone. There are replays that can get delivered to your inbox, but if you can make those times, great. We're going to be live on Zoom all together, and I'm going to give you some amazing information and also some freebies and fun prizes. I would love to be able to help partner with you in your journey so that you can show up with more polished presence and poise for your audience so that you can connect with them and captivate them with ease. All you have to do to register is go to the link in the show notes. It has all the information to answer all your questions. Go tap that link. I hope to meet you inside. When I think of someone who is loved across the board by everybody, there are very few people in the world, right? If you think of celebrities, very few people are loved by everyone, where they don't have very many haters or any haters at all. One of those people who is a female who I think of as fierce, fun, feminine, all of the F words that I love to embody in this podcast, I think of Dolly Parton. She is a kick. She makes me laugh, but she has depth. She has bravery, and she's loved by just about, I've never heard someone say, no, I don't like Dolly Parton. It's almost impossible to find. She has a quote that I think is perfect for this episode. She says, if your actions create a legacy that inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are an excellent leader. And sometimes we get hung up on what it is to be a success, and we think that it only means what's in the bank account, right? We look at the bottom line. And if you're looking at metrics and analytics of a business, yes, you can't always look to how you're impacting and influencing people if you want to see if that business is healthy and viable. And I lived through that in my beauty salon. I opened from scratch a beauty salon. Whenever you open a brand new business from scratch, the average is it takes 3 years to break even. And in the first 3 years, I worked really hard to make sure I was making an impact, that I was inspiring women, that I was connecting with them in a way that helped them move the needle in their life to be better wherever they are in their life, but also use that same business to impact and influence my team, my employees, because it is really tough, right, in a brand new business to get it off the ground and profit in the first 3 years. So if you look at the metrics of something like that in the first couple years, you have to look at things that are not bottom line related. And this quote connects to that. Something else that connects to that, I just watched a Netflix documentary. I'm not a Netflix girl very much. I don't have a lot of time, honestly, to just sit down and watch TV at all. But I watched a documentary on Audrey Hepburn. Eyes wide open, no idea of all of the suffering that she went through, hiding in Nazi Germany, all of the things that she went through as a child. And her dream was to be a ballet dancer. She never wanted to be an actress, ever. I had no idea. Here is this beautiful spirit on screen, Breakfast at Tiffany's, but there are so many other movies, right, that she had done. She didn't want it. She only took movie roles because she needed the money. She turned it into something that the silver screen adored and loved because she came on the scene at a time where the silver screen was sex symbols, right? You have the Marilyn Monroe, all of that whole crowd. And then here is this little petite, tiny, frail. By the way, she didn't want to be that frail. She had injuries from starvation when she was a child. And this tiny little petite, sweet thing who cut her hair, kind of had a tomboyish look, but she was very feminine at the same time. She did not reveal her body in a sex goddess silver screen way. She was very covered up, and she changed the whole persona of what a successful actress could look like back then. And she didn't want to be an actress. She didn't want it. Then she was through this whole thing of broken marriages and just had terrible experience in her relationships, and finally found someone that she connected with. And she was presenting something at one of his events. She was a speaker, and UNICEF was there. And she was up in age at this time and not into many movies because she had to escape the paparazzi. She was broken. She was hurting from failed marriages, and she ran away into this little area of France. And here she shows up, does this speech, and UNICEF says, "Would you consider being our ambassador?" She didn't want to travel. She wanted to hide from the paparazzi. She wanted to just be family, take care of her rose garden, and stay in the hills and country of France, wherever that was that she was living. And she ended up accepting it. And in the end of her life, she was helping children who were starving. I would encourage you to watch this if you love stories of women who have overcome, because she actually took a life that she began in trauma with hopes and dreams of being a ballet dancer. She was told she'll never be a good ballet dancer because she started too late. She ends up on Broadway. That takes her into acting because she needed the money, not because she loved it or wanted to do it. She still wanted to dance. And all of her issues that happened with her marriage made her escape and flee to want to just hide from the paparazzi and the press. And now all of a sudden, here she is back on the spotlight, helping starving children across the globe. And there is footage of her in the back of some type of a trailer. And this is kind of sad, so trigger warning here, but there are covered bodies of children who didn't make it. It is gut-wrenching, actually, when you see it. But I will tell you, this woman was successful on the silver screen. When you look at her movies and her history, we look at that. Most people would say that's why she's a success. She measured her success not because of that. She measured her success because of her work with UNICEF and her work with children who are starving. And I love that takeaway. I was so moved by this documentary. I always adored Audrey Hepburn. I never really knew her whole story. And it connects with this Dolly Parton quote, because she raised more money for UNICEF and children starving than anyone ever had in very short periods of time. And that impacts the world in much bigger ways than just providing entertainment in a film. And she found that her greatest success lied there because she helped humanity. She helped move the needle. And I want to go over the 7 habits of highly successful women, because highly successful women don't just look at the bottom line. They look at the bigger picture, and they do things that align with the bigger picture. So let's get started. Are you ready? I'm going to break these down. Now, I'm going to preface this to say this is my list. I didn't find this published anywhere. What I did was studied a lot of women who are successful, and whether they go from Audrey Hepburn to Oprah Winfrey to Mother Teresa to whoever, I took an inventory of successful women and thought, what are the commonalities? Where are they all doing the same thing? And the women that I evaluated all did these 7 things. And, it's not just in the humanitarian effort like, UNICEF or Mother Teresa. It's also Sarah Blakely, who invented Spanx, and Jamie Kern Lima, who created the Bye Bye Under Eye and IT Cosmetics and all of that. It's these women who were working out of their home, scraping savings, and built a fortune of a company. So yeah, the bottom line's there. But when you go back and you read their story, there's so much more depth to it. And there's so much more. All of them say these things. They all have these 7 attributes. So number one, the number one habit of highly successful women is they know their values and base all of their decisions on them. So recently I heard someone say, and this is another successful woman, and she said, if you are invited to go speak at an event or provide a service somewhere and it's not your thing, but you need the money, or it doesn't align with you, right? It's not your niche, or it doesn't align with your values, but you're going to do it because you feel like it's going to help you and your exposure or whatever, but you don't align with what they believe, don't do it. Don't let money be the driver. Use your core values to make your decisions. Align yourself with what you truly want to be aligned with. So if you're invited, I'm using guest speaking as the example because that's what this one business person said. So let's say you are a dentist and you're invited to go speak at a Skittles convention. You know, Skittles downright rot teeth of children, right? But you're invited to go talk about Skittles and maybe something. I don't know. I'm just using extremes, but you might be starting out in practice and you're not, getting the clients yet or the patients yet. And you're like, well, at least I'll be out there. I'll put my name out there, but I don't agree with giving kids Skittles. Well, then don't do it. So anything that doesn't align with what your core values are and what your beliefs are and what you stand for, don't do it. What aligns with you, what takes you to be in front of the people that you want to help and serve, that's where you go. So you need to decide what your core values are. That's step one. So highly successful women know their core values and they don't stray from them. They don't say yes to things that they don't agree with. And they have no problem saying no to things that they don't agree with. So do you know your core values? It might be, for example, I'm in the health space and I do not want to go speak at a body positive movement conference that is going to promote obesity. It doesn't mean I don't love obese people. It doesn't mean that I have a hatred or anything like that, but I can't say if you are 100 pounds overweight that I'm going to say that's okay, because it's not okay. It's just not. And they use, for example, in this case for me, they'll use like blood work and say, but this person's healthy. All their enzyme levels, their hormones, everything's healthy. Well, I can tell you from a chiropractor standpoint, your joints aren't healthy. Your knees are not designed to hold extra weight like that. Your spine is not designed to hold extra weight like that. So for me personally, I would not go speak at an event like that because it doesn't align with my truth. It doesn't align with my values. If you're someone who is in the body positive movement and do you see where I'm going with this? So it's just something that you need to know. What do you stand for? What are your values? And then every single decision you make aligns with them. And every boundary you set aligns with them. All right, that's number one. Number two, they defined what success is for them and they move toward it daily. So what is success for you? This is hard. I actually had to sit with this question back in 2018. I sat with how do I define success for me? So you need to define success for you. And it has to be all-encompassing. So what is success for you? Is it just financial? Is it health? Is it love? Is it all of the above? And how are you going to wrap that into one sentence? You need to know what success is for you. For me, success is I am helping and impacting others in an uncompromising, true to self way that allows time and location freedom. In other words, as a chiropractor, I am in my chiropractic office working. I don't have location freedom. I can't travel like with my work. I have to actually be hands-on with my patient to earn a living. Not that I don't love that, but I want freedom of travel. I want to be able to free myself up. That's why I'm working online now, which is a big shift for me. But my my personal definition of success is I've done the brick and mortar. I love the brick and mortar, and I might go back to it someday, but I'm going to have a team that works for me that allows me to go in and out so I'm not stuck inside it all the time. So that's my definition of success. I want to be in my truth, sharing my values and helping other people. I want to serve and I want to help other people in the health and beauty realm. And I want time and location freedom so that I'm free to be. I can work from anywhere. What is your definition of success? Have you thought about it? It's a lot to think about because oftentimes we just think of one thing. I just want to be happy and healthy. Make it more clear than that. Be more concise. Successful women know what their definition of success is, and they look at it every single day. Every single female millionaire, for example, if you want to use money as success, looked at what they wanted to create, where they wanted to go, and they worked on it every single day. They moved forward toward that. That is the only way you're going to get success that you want. If your success is you just want to be healthy and happy, then you need to start making moves to make sure you are at your best health and you are doing things that make you happy. See how that works? Okay, let's move on to 3. Highly successful women have systems and structures and routines. This is one of my biggest struggles because I am one of those that loves the fly by the seat of my pants kind of thing. And having a structure, some type of structure, I need it. And I thrive in some structure, but I need wiggle room. But I am learning more and more that structures and routines and systems are what take okay success to incredible success. Now, I'm working on all kinds of things in my online business. It is requiring me to have laser-focused vision on developing certain aspects of that business. For example, I am creating all kinds of videos right now for my digital course. And I have a mess of a desktop because I'm not a tech person at all. And so all these videos are all over the desktop of my computer. I can't stand it. It's driving me crazy. And then I have PDF support to go with these videos that are inside my course. And they're just in my document, my page I have a Mac, so it's in Pages, and it's just in my documents. I don't have folders yet. But I want that. I want that system because when I invite people in, and I'm doing that right now as I record, and I'm inviting people into my business to help be on my team, they're going to get into my stuff and go, what the heck? She's a scatterbrain because I don't have systems. I don't have a folder that says these are the PDF documents and resources that go with module 3. It's not there yet, right? These are simple examples, but systems, routines, any structure like that, you need to have it. You can't just fly by your seat and hope that it works. For example, in my beauty salon, I had an opening and closing duties thing posted for the people that were hired, right? So it was there. There's a system. And systems for me, creating systems for other people is really easy. Creating systems for myself, not so easy. I'm just being real here. It's true. It's really easy for me to say, this is what you do when you open. This is how you turn off the alarm. Then you do this. Then you do this. And you have a whole flow chart, right? There's a system. There's a structure. And then when you close the business, this is what you do before you walk out the door and set the alarm at 5 p.m. when you check out for the day. That's a system. Routines and structure. It's so easy for me to say, if you want to have better sleep, this is the nighttime routine you need to have. Now, I'm really good with that. I don't have a problem with that. But other people might not like that. They might not like the routine, the morning routine. I don't want to get up and journal. I don't want to get up and set my intentions. That routine isn't something that they want to create. It's just out of their wheelhouse. They don't think about doing it. But all of those types of system structures and routines, every single successful woman, every single highly successful woman has them. It's in place. It's a non-negotiable. And as much as I wish it weren't true, because for somebody like me, I just wish I could just be flibberty-gibbet and do what I want when I want and, hope that it all comes together. It doesn't work that way. You need to have some structure and some routine. So where are you needing to Create routines and structures in your life, in your personal life and your work life, so that you can be highly successful. Okay, the fourth habit of highly successful women is they are in the personal development space. What I mean by that is they immerse themselves with content, whether that's books, podcasts, audiobooks of any kind, or even their social media feed. It's filled with people that help them become better versions of themselves wherever they feel like they need to improve. So for example, for me, I listen to a lot right now of online marketing. Communicating online is a little bit different than communicating in person. I have that down. Communicating online is different because it's feels like, you don't want to come across cheesy like an advertiser. I want to connect with my people. So I'm learning, but also, keeping my mindset strong. It is tough. You've defined success and you're taking steps every day. And I'm telling you right now, and you already know if you've been at this for a while, life is going to come out and throw curveballs and make you want to just quit. I mean, you're going to say, forget it. I'm not doing this. It's too hard. If you are immersed with self-improvement and you're listening to people that teach self-improvement and you're improving your mindset, you'll stay strong. You'll stay the course. That doesn't mean that every spare minute I have, I spend listening or reading to self-improvement stuff. It does mean that I give myself 1 hour a day. And that 1 hour is usually when I'm walking and working out. So I'm listening to audiobooks. Right now, I don't have a lot of downtime, so I do read at night, but I listen to podcasts and audiobooks. That's kind of what works for my life right now. So for you, what is it? Do you want to be a better mom? Do you want to be better at your career? Do you want to improve your health somehow? Do you need help setting boundaries? Find people that are successful in that. Read their books or listen to them on audio. Find their social media pages. Stop watching memes and, mindless stuff. No, I'm not saying totally, but I'm saying spend more time immersing yourself with these successful people, because it's really hard to get around people at that caliber in real life. Real life is different, right? You need to surround yourself in your screen time and in your ear with self-improvement, because that's going to help you on the path to success. Okay, the fifth habit of highly successful women, they take care of their physical and emotional health. And in some cases, I don't know if they were unhealthy and achieved all this success and then started focusing on their health. And in other cases, they were working on their health from the beginning, because everyone's story is a little bit different. But I do know that every successful woman, highly successful woman, is very aware of where she needs to work on her health, and she's working on it, whether it's her physical or her mental. So if you are someone who is addicted to sugar, then you want to think about being pre-diabetic and you want to work on that. If you're someone who doesn't set boundaries well, or you're in a toxic relationship that is consuming you emotionally and you're in chronic stress, you want to work on that. Successful women are managing those things, because if you're not able to show up healthy, you're not going to get to that top of where you want to reach success level, right? You're not going to be able to enjoy it when you get there. So they are definitely dialed into their stress. Does it mean you need to get a therapist? It might. And I am all about it. Go get some mental health support. It's incredible. It's just someone that will give you tools that they're going to help you reframe things, and they're going to teach you how to set boundaries. They're going to teach you how to communicate if this is something that you need. If it's your physical health, maybe you are at a point where your joints hurt because you have too much weight. It's time to get walking, my girl. Time to get out there and give your body some movement. It's time to, if you're up there in age, I'm going to say over 50, I'm in that club. You need to lift some weights. You need to keep your bone density high so that you don't get osteoporosis. There is so much that you should be consumed with when it comes to your health, because it's your health, but also because successful women all do this. This is not something that unsuccessful women usually do. It's always in Successful Women Club. So I want you to be thinking about that. Okay, the next one. Highly successful women compete with no one. They only compete with themselves. That means it is time for you to take the eyes off who you think is your competition and only look at who you were yesterday. Every single successful woman says, stop comparing. You worry about you. You do the best version of you. You worry about the clients that you want to serve. Get more dialed into the people that you want to impact than the people who are also trying to impact them. You do you and the best version of you. You're not competing with her. You're not. She is going to reach people that don't like you. That's the way the world works. We can't be everything to everyone. So you need to work on who you are, be a better version of who you were yesterday, and work on who you are helping, serving, or what you're doing in your line of work to be successful, in your family to be successful, in your health to be successful. Don't put your eyes on anyone else. Yes, you want to listen to people who've already been there. You want to immerse yourself. That's the mindset piece, but you're not competing with them. They've been there, done that. You're not competing with her. You want to take that away. Highly successful women only compete with themselves. The seventh and final habit of highly successful women is they focus on developing their strengths and they staff and build teams around their weaknesses. I don't know very many. Actually, I can't even think of one highly successful woman in business who has done it solo. She's had advertisers, or she's had copywriter, or she's had a virtual assistant or a personal assistant. She's had teams, and she builds teams to support her so that she can take her zone of genius out into the world. And one of the best pieces of advice I ever heard when it comes to business is learn what should be on your not to-do list. And your not to-do list is stuff that is not helping you move forward at all. It's something that someone else can do for you. And it could be maybe you have, I don't know, maybe you want help with your email inbox. And this happens in online businesses especially, or professionals, maybe doctor's offices or whatever. Their inboxes are inundated every single day. It's not always from clients, it's from vendors and insurance companies and all of that stuff. Hire someone to deal with your inbox. That's your business inbox. It's not your personal stuff. This is your business. You shouldn't be tied down with it, right? You get to a point where you start hiring it out. Now, I'm at this point. Now, I'm not talking about that level yet, but I'm at a point where I'm talking to a virtual assistant who is going to start managing some of my stuff online because I am spending way too much time figuring out things I'm not good at, that I don't enjoy. I'm glad I'm learning them because it helps me appreciate the person that does them. And I'm going to pay them generously because I now get it of, wow, no, I don't like this, but they deserve to be paid really well for doing this job. So it's the same thing if you're an employer. You don't want to ask someone to clean the bathroom if you're unwilling to do it yourself. I always do the job first, and then I realize this is what's involved, and I know exactly who I'm looking for and what I'm looking for to build my team. I know what kind of personality they need to have. I know what skill set they need to have in soft skills and hard skills, and I'm in that right now. And so for me, my thing is I should be the one out front talking to people. That's where I am. That's my strength. That's why I have a podcast. I can sit and yak on this microphone forever about all different topics, right? I'm an extrovert. I'm the person that gets out there and I love being shoulder to shoulder and face to face with people. The behind the scenes stuff, behind the screen, just shoot me in the head. I can't deal with it anymore. So I am staffing it. I'm looking at staffing my weaknesses. I'm looking at staffing things building a team around the things I'm not good at and that I don't enjoy so that I can focus on my to-do list, the things I should be doing because I'm really good at moving the needle with what I'm good at. And if I'm spending all my time on this not to-do list of things that aren't helping make me more successful because I'm wasting too much time, what takes somebody 15 minutes might take me 1 hour because I have to watch YouTube tutorials to do it. That's not a good use of my time. So for you, what are you doing and that you shouldn't be doing? What is it in your world, in your definition of success, that you can either say, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, it's not serving me, or I'm going to staff around it. I'm going to build a team around it. What is it? Because every highly successful woman has a team. She has people, she has a tribe that helped get her there. And if she's a really good leader, they wanted to go with her the distance. You know, a really good leader helps them develop the best version of them. So I know that you are someone, if you're listening to a podcast like this, you already have the leadership skills. So you already know that when you are bringing people along and in your growth and your journey, you're also speaking to them, caring for them. You're not just throwing tasks at them. You're helping them be better versions of what they do by investing in them, by caring for them, by paying them what they deserve. All of those things help your team stay strong and help you get to success. Okay, so I'm going to recap all of these 7 things so that you have them, because I want you to go out and starting right now, start evaluating which ones you need to focus on, where you might already have these down. You might be already good in one of them, but you need help in others. There is no reason you and I would not be in the category of highly successful women. There's no reason. The only thing holding us back is our mind. The only thing that holds us back is our own limitations. So here's a recap. Number 1, highly successful women know their values and base all of their decisions on them. Don't take on things you don't align with. Say no. Number 2, they define what success is for them and they move toward it every single day. What is success to you? Really think about it. Really give it some thought and write it down. Number 3, they create systems and routines. Number 4, they dive into the self-improvement space to keep their mindset strong. Number 5, they take care of their physical and emotional health. Number 6, they compete with no one, only themselves and who they were yesterday. And number 7, they focus on their strengths and build teams around their weaknesses. There you have it. Those are the 7 habits of highly successful women. I hope that you take all of them to heart because I'm moving forward toward my success and I want you to come with me. Thanks for being here. I'll be back the same time, same place next week. See you there. Don't forget to go to the show notes for the boot camp. If you are a professional woman, whether it's an online business, brick and mortar business, or maybe you're a real estate agent and you just want to look better and feel more confident on camera, this boot camp is going to help you get there. Go to the link for the boot camp in the show notes. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to meet you inside. And if you're not subscribed to this podcast, don't forget to hit subscribe so that you get notified the next time a new episode is released. And until then, have a fierce, fit, feminine, and fabulous day.